happened. The deep ball to Devin, he had a man coming in his face, a man coming in his left side, hit him as he threw it. Is that something you saw during camp, his ability to stand there? Granted, they can't touch him in practice, but just that ability to do that?
Well, he did it in practice, but we didn't know how to be in the game because they're not allowed to hit him in practice and all that. But he did it last week on the touchdown to Brown. He kind of did the same thing. We knew it was coming down, but he wants to make the throw, so he's kind of got that in him and he'll stand in and take the shots.
Is there anything you were looking for in Dakota's play tonight that you really wanted to see that you didn't see it against your Davis?
No, I just really I wanted to keep the kind of consistency of what we did last week and what he's done in practice and all that, and kind of come out, start fast, which we didn't start as fast as I'd like offensively or with him, but then kind of attack and get when you had opportunities to take shots and making sure we don't just take shots to take shots, but when it's a good for us and down and distance in our favor and all those. But I thought he kind of continued the progress that we'd seen through the first game, through this week of practice.
What do you feel like his biggest progress was this? I mean, he made a lot of strides this week. What was the biggest improvement, would you say?
A lot of it was in practice as far as handling the protections and all that and making sure we were in the right things. He worked his tail off because last week they got us early. He worked really hard on understanding them, knowing it, and I don't think they put us in a lot of positions where it was going to be tough to make the right protection calls, but he did all the right things that way and kind of handled the game and put us in a positive position on most plays.
Yeah. Well, I know Herbert the last 2 minutes.
Oh, I don't know. When we got the ball back in that situation, it was kind of like we hadn't talked about it because we weren't sure what was going to happen. So it was just a matter of he hadn't warmed up. We hadn't talked to him about the situation, so we just wanted to go in and kind of get the game over with.
Were there fewer designed runs for Dakota today than there were against UC Davis?
No, I think it was probably more so the structure of their defense being more of an odd three-down team. They kind of, a lot of times we were able to kind of block the five in the box and use the tight end on the front side to kind of make it so there was a high likelihood he wouldn't have to keep it and we could get the ball to the tailbacks and get it to Royce, and that was kind of by design. But I mean, it was more of their structure than us not wanting to use them.
More setting than the plan.
Yes.
Coach, I was talking to Dakota this last week, and he said one of the most helpful things you do with him is talking to him between the series and kind of reviewing that series. What's your conversation like on the phone with him when you're reviewing a series?
Well, as soon as he comes off the field, we give him a couple minutes to kind of decompress, about a minute, 2 minutes, and then we basically go through each play. We have a chart on the sideline for him. I have the same chart upstairs, and we sit there and talk about each play, what he saw, what he did, so he can kind of review it and learn from it so we can make those adjustments and make improvements on it early on. That, hey, you had this guy, hey, protection did this, hey, run read, we should have given this, hey, you could have thrown the screen out here. So we talk about it each series to kind of slow him down, and then a lot of times I'll try to tell him what we're thinking the next series from what Coach Lubick has kind of on his play call sheet, or say, hey, I'll get back to you with some ideas on what we're thinking about coming out with.
He seemed like such an intelligent young man. Do you ever have to tell him stuff twice, or is he pretty natural at picking stuff up?
No, he works his tail off at it. I mean, he wants to do well, but no, he's he comes in and studies the video. He understands the offense, and normally if you tell him, hey, this is what we want to do on this, it's going to stick, and then get him out on the field and let him see it. He's kind of a visual guy. It's really good for him to actually do it in a practice setting as opposed to just kind of drawing it on the board and saying this is how it's going to look. He likes kind of the actual repping of it.
He's one of these guys I respect so much because he takes responsibility when things go wrong, even if it's not his fault. How are the guys responding to him as a leader?
Well, I think they see that he's very competitive. He's going to put him in a position to be successful, and he wants to win. And he's more about winning than he is about what he's doing and all those things. So I think he's doing a nice job of that, and I think he's kind of really fitting with the guys and does a nice job kind of getting them going in the right direction.
Last thing I'm going to grind on about is Justin Herbert. I mean, we saw him one play last time. I know fans were saying, hey, where is he today? Did you ever game plan try to get him in, or is that totally a different thought process?
No, we haven't really talked about like a series for him or anything like that at this point. I mean, really what he is right now, he's our backup quarterback, so if anything would happen, he's going to go in and play that way. I mean, you always hope to get in a position where you can get him in to kind of do that.
That means you're ahead.
Right, thought we had a chance maybe tonight if we'd have finished the right things, if we'd have went out and scored on a couple of those drives in the fourth quarter, it probably would have happened, but that's more on us than it is on him and everything. And then with 2 minutes to go, I think it was just a matter of let's get this game over with, and they had some timeouts, so we knew they were going to use that, so we really didn't want to go out and just stick him in there to hand the ball off and do that right then. And so we'll continue. I mean, he's doing a great job in practice, and if he needs to play, he's ready.
But impatient Duck fans will see him at some point.
Oh yeah, I would very much expect to.
All right.
So I talked Matt Lubick